In a peaceful mountain village, a curious little boy named Noah wandered too far into the dark forest as twilight fell. When the path disappeared and the mist began to rise, fear slowly filled his heart until a clever talking goat appeared from the shadows, ready to help him most unexpectedly. Nestled between green hills and sparkling streams, there was a small, quiet village where children played in meadows and birds filled the sky with their songs. Among those children was Noah, a curious boy with bright eyes and a heart full of questions. He loved exploring, collecting shiny stones, and following butterflies across the fields. But Noah's favorite companion was Miko, a playful white goat with tiny golden horns and the cleverest eyes in the village. Miko followed Noah everywhere. When Noah laughed, Miko jumped with joy. When Noah was sad, Miko nuzzled his shoulder to cheer him up. They were inseparable, like sunshine and morning dew. Before we dive deep into this story, subscribe to the channel so you never miss powerful and thought-provoking stories. Let us go ahead. 1. Golden afternoon. As the sun began to sink behind the hills, Noah saw a strange shimmer deep inside the forest. It was not fire, not sunlight. Something magical glowed between the trees. His curiosity pulled him like a magnet. "Miko," he whispered, "let us go and see what it is." The little goat tilted his head, uncertain, but followed anyway. They wandered past the edge of the meadows, where the air grew cooler and the sound of the village faded behind them. The deeper they went, the darker the forest became. Tall trees rose like giants blocking the light. The soft moss beneath their feet turned damp, and the cheerful sounds of birds grew silent. Noah turned around, but the path they had followed had vanished. The trees looked the same in every direction. His heart began to race. "Miko, I think we are lost," he said, his voice trembling. Miko bleated nervously and pawed the ground. Noah tried to stay calm, but the shadows around them seemed to move. Every crack of a twig made him flinch. He sat down on a fallen log and wrapped his arms around his knees. "I should have listened to Father," he whispered. "He said never to go too deep into the woods." Then suddenly, Miko bleated again, this time louder, as if trying to tell him something. The little goat's ears perked up, and his eyes glowed faintly in the dim light. Noah blinked in surprise. "Miko, are your eyes glowing?" he asked softly. To his amazement, Miko nodded. Yes, nodded, and then spoke in a calm, wise voice. "Do not be afraid, Noah, the forest listens. It only hides paths from those who forget their way inside their hearts." Noah gasped. You can talk?" The goat smiled kindly. "I could always talk. You are only hearing me now because you needed to listen." Noah's fear faded, replaced with wonder. "Then please, Miko," he said, "help me find our way home." The clever goat nodded. "We will, but first we must follow the light you saw earlier. It will show us what the forest wants us to learn." And with that, Miko trotted forward, his hooves glowing faintly in the dark. As they walked deeper into the forest, strange things began to happen. Fireflies circled them like tiny stars. The air shimmered with soft silver dust that sparkled when it touched their hair. Noah began to feel less afraid and more curious again. "Miko," he said softly, "how do you know where to go?" Miko smiled. "Every forest has a rhythm. You must listen, not with your ears, but with your heart. Can you hear it?" Noah closed his eyes. At first, there was only silence. But then he began to hear something faint, like a gentle hum mixed with the sound of leaves swaying. It felt alive, comforting, and warm. "I can hear it," he whispered. "Good," said Miko. "Now follow it." They walked together through the glowing trees until they reached a small stream. The water sparkled like moonlight, and the pebbles beneath it looked like colorful gems. Noah's eyes widened. "It is beautiful," he said. Miko nodded. "Sometimes beauty hides clues. Look carefully." Noah crouched beside the stream and noticed something unusual, a trail of golden pebbles leading downstream. "Miko, look!" The goat grinned. "Yes, that is our path." They followed the trail, jumping over roots and splashing across shallow water. At one point, they had to cross a narrow log bridge. Noah wobbled and almost slipped, but Miko steadied him by nudging his leg. Thank you, Miko, Noah said, smiling with relief. That is what friends do, Miko replied gently. The forest began to hum louder now, almost like it was singing. Noah could feel the warmth of magic guiding them somewhere deeper. As Noah and Miko followed the glowing trail, the forest around them began to change. The trees grew taller, their leaves shimmering like crystal. The air buzzed softly, filled with the gentle hum of unseen magic. Noah could feel his heart beating fast, not with fear, but with wonder. After a while, the path opened into a grand clearing, unlike anything they had seen before. At its center stood a huge ancient tree with a trunk so wide it could shelter a whole family. Its bark sparkled like gold dust, and from its branches hung hundreds of tiny orbs of light, swaying like lanterns in the night breeze. Noah stepped forward slowly.
Miko, do you see this?
It is like the stars came down to live inside a tree. Miko bleated softly, his bright eyes reflecting the lights. Then something incredible happened. One of the glowing orbs floated down from the branch and hovered right in front of Noah's face. Inside, it was a faint shimmer of images. A young boy and his goat playing in the meadows, laughing under the sun. Noah gasped. That is us. The orb pulsed gently, then drifted toward the tree's trunk, where a carving began to glow. The shape of a small boy and a goat, just like them. Noah reached out to touch it, and as his fingers met the glowing wood, warmth spread through him. He felt the forest whisper around him, like voices carried by the wind. "You were never lost," said a calm, echoing voice. "The forest was guiding you to remember who you truly are. Brave, kind, and curious." The light from the tree shimmered brighter, surrounding Noah and Miko in a soft golden glow. For a moment, Noah felt weightless, as if he were floating among stars. He saw flashes of memories, helping an injured bird, sharing his lunch with Miko, and comforting a sad friend. Each act of kindness glowed like a spark of light. Tears filled Noah's eyes. "So, this forest shows us the light inside our hearts?" he whispered. The voice replied gently, "Yes, little one. Magic is not found in gold or treasure. It is found in the love and goodness you carry within. The forest only helps you see it." As the light faded, a single golden leaf drifted down from the great tree and landed in Noah's hands. It shimmered softly, warm to the touch. Miko sniffed it curiously, then gave a happy little jump. Noah laughed and tucked the leaf safely in his pocket. "Thank you," he said, looking up at the glowing tree. "I will never forget what you showed me." The air around them shimmered once more, and a soft breeze began to swirl. The stars above shifted, forming a path of light leading out of the forest. Noah smiled and turned to Miko. "I think it is time to go home, my friend." Together they followed the starlit path, hearts glowing brighter than the forest lights themselves. As Noah and his goat friend Miko followed the glowing path out of the forest, the sky slowly turned from dark to light. The golden glow around them faded into the soft colors of morning. Birds began to sing and the air felt calm again. After a long and magical night, Noah finally saw his village ahead. He smiled with joy and said, "We made it, Miko!" The little goat trotted beside him, his bell jingling happily. When Noah reached home, his parents were outside calling his name. His mother ran to him with tears in her eyes and hugged him tightly. "Noah, you are safe!" she cried. Noah said softly, "I am sorry, Mama. I went too far, but Miko found me. The forest helped me come back." His father smiled and said, "Sometimes getting lost helps us understand what really matters." Noah pulled a golden leaf from his pocket. It still sparkled in the sunlight. "This is from the magical tree," he said. "It reminded me that kindness and courage are the real magic inside us." His parents saw he had changed. Noah was no longer just a curious boy. He had become brave and wise. As the sun set behind the hills, painting the sky in soft orange and pink, Noah sat on the grass beside his loyal goat. "Miko," he held the golden leaf in his hand and smiled gently. "I understand now," he whispered. "The forest was not scary, it was my teacher. It showed me that courage is not about never being afraid. It is about believing that kindness and friendship can light even the darkest path. Miko bleated softly and nuzzled Noah's shoulder, as if to say he agreed. The little goat's eyes sparkled, and Noah felt the forest's whisper again, reminding him that the real light was inside his heart. From that day on, Noah shared his story with other children in the village. He told them that being clever is not just about thinking smartly, but also about caring deeply. When someone felt lost, Noah would say, "Sometimes we lose our way just to find something more important: ourselves." Under the starry night sky, the sound of laughter and Miko's jingling bell filled the air. The once lost boy and his brave goat had found their way home, together. True magic lives in kindness, courage, and friendship. Even when we lose our way, a good heart will always guide us back home. And that was the story of the clever goat and the lost boy. If you enjoyed this magical bedtime adventure, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and watch our next story, where another heartwarming journey awaits you. Sweet dreams, little heroes. Thanks for watching.